Today, we're going to discuss fluid flow measurement. So we've done with fundamentals of fluid flow. We've learned that the discharge, or the volumetric flow rate is using the continuity of flow is equal to the entering discharge and the exiting discharge. So parehas. So we also learned the Bernoulli's energy principle or the Bernoulli's energy theorem, wherein we've discussed mechanical energies, or in this case, what we've discussed are the mechanical energy heads. Okay, so the kinetic energy head, the potential energy heads, which is subdivided into two, which is the potential energy or the elevation energy and the pressure energy. So from those three mechanical energies, so we've derived the Bernoulli's energy theorem, of course, with the application of the manometer reading still. So we're dealing with pressure, so expect that we will encounter pressure reading through manometers or other measuring devices. So this is the reason why we're going to discuss fluid flow measurement, specifically on measuring devices. Okay, so the idea or the concept of fluid flow measurement, so it comes from, of course, from the concept of Bernoulli, the Bernoulli's energy theorem, wherein there are different characteristics of the devices that we use in measuring the fluid flow. Okay, the discharge, the velocity, of course, the area. Later on, we'll discuss that there is also the variation of area in terms of the device that we use. Okay, so, but for today, we're going to focus on the orifice, which is one of the many measuring devices that we use here in hydraulics or fluid mechanics in general. So let's start with the concept of the coefficients, or what we call device coefficients. So first, we have what we call the coefficient of discharge, or they denote it as C sub D or C, just letter C. So this is the ratio of the actual discharge through the device to the ideal or theoretical discharge, which will occur without losses. So remember, when we discuss Bernoulli's energy principle or theorem, we've discussed, or we've tackled, or we have this key takeaway that when we talk about theoretical discharge, it is theoretical formula, it is without head losses. Okay, so it's the same thing, or the Bernoulli's energy theorem or principle applies here also. So that is for the coefficient of discharge. Next, we have what we call the coefficient of velocity. So from the same with discharge, it's also the actual ratio of the actual velocity, or the actual mean velocity to the theoretical velocity, which will occur without any losses as well. Okay, so that's why with the coefficient of discharge, let's go back a little bit. So that is Q over Q sub T. No, actually, when if we want to denote this one specifically, pwede rin natin siyang isulat ng Q sub A over Q sub T. Okay, so ibig sabihin actual over the theoretical. The same thing with the velocity. So this is for the actual velocity over the theoretical velocity. So we have also the coefficient of contraction. Okay, in this case, what we are dealing is not the actual versus the theoretical. We are dealing with how the device contracted from one point to another, and that's why it's called coefficient of contraction. So usually, it's the ratio of the actual area of the contracted section of the stream or jet to the area of the opening through the fluid, through which the fluid flows. Okay, so may kinalaman to sa area of the stream and jet, okay, to the area of the opening. So opening, mamaya mag-discuss natin that we are having different diameters, okay, specifically kasi medyo circular, pwede rin mag-ibang shape depending upon on the coefficient, okay, but the usual is circular. Okay, so area of the stream of jet stream or jet or over the area of the opening. So usually, mas malaki nga yung area ng opening in relation to the area ng stream of jet. So later on, we will have this discussion na bakit ganun, sir? So we have what we call the vena contracta. Okay, so kung saan, no, because of the pressure, okay, so medyo liliit muna yung area, then saka siya lalaki, no, dun sa stream or jet. So that's why medyo maliit yung denote ng letter A dyan is maliit over the malaking A, which is the area of the opening of the device. Okay, so the relationship of these three, no, the C sub coefficient of discharge, coefficient of velocity, and coefficient of contraction, okay, can be denoted by this equation. So this is C sub C times C sub V is equal to the coefficient of discharge. Actually, galing to, okay, sa concept natin ng discharge. Okay? Ano bang discharge natin? Remember, discharge is Q is equal to the area multiplied by the mean velocity. So if you're dealing with actual over theoretical, okay, so that is the for the ratio. So if this is your discharge, remember this is the discharge. This is discharge. So this one is the area, okay, and this is the velocity. So if we're going to deal with the actual over the theoretical, so we will have this actual discharge over theoretical discharge is equal to the area. Okay, what we're dealing is the stream or jet. So this is the actual, no. In this case, the area of stream of jet or of the stream or jet is the actual area. Okay? Pero hindi siya talaga actual area. What we're talking about is the stream or jet o yung mismong nagpo-flow, no? Okay? So that is the area over the area ng opening. Okay? So multiplied by the velocity, so that's actual velocity over the theoretical velocity. So ratio lang din talaga siya. So makikita nyo naman na mukhang ganun nga yung kalalabasan. So, alam natin na ito ay C sub C or C sub D. This is C sub C, coefficient of contraction. This is C sub V. So, the same thing with this equation. So, dito lang din ang galing. Okay? So, the same of how we analyze the fluid flow. Okay? So, that's why we've discussed that first, no? The continuity of flow or continuity equation wherein whatever is the discharge or the amount that enters the system is equal to the amount that leaves the system. Actually, doon din galing yon. So, let's prove, no? So, from the concept of the discharge, let's say Q sub 1 is equal to Q sub 2, and let's take this Q sub 2, okay? This is the, let's say, actual discharge. Okay, actual. So this is the theoretical. Yeah, so theoretical. So if we're going to use the equality, so mangyayari is ganito, no? So Q sub 2 over Q sub 1. So dividing both sides by Q sub 1 is equal to 1. However, this 1 happens if actual is equal to the theoretical. Okay? Pero dahil nga nagkakaroon tayo ng variation on the flow, so mangyayari is this is the actual over the theoretical, but okay, it's not always equal to 1. Kaya meron tayong coefficient. Okay? So, nangyayari yun kapag sobrang pantay na pantay. Okay? Parehas na parehas ang diameter, parehas na parehas ang velocity. So, nangyayari yun madalas, no, kapag wala ng friction. Okay? If there's no friction present in the pipe, so, and the fluid is flowing in ideally, or flowing ideally, so, wala na tayong coefficient. So, 1 na lang. No, yun yung magiging coefficient. Pero in this case, so, since we are dealing with the actual flow, no, and this is critical for us, civil engineers, or engineers in general, that we analyze the actual scenario of the flowing fluid in pipes, no? Especially if you're going to take your specialization on water resources engineering. So, kailangan alam niyo yun, no? Alam natin lahat yun. Okay? So, that is for the first part of our discussion, which is the device coefficient. Okay, so let's continue our discussion. So, when you say head loss, okay, from our discussion from the fluid flow, fundamentals of fluid flow, we know that when we say head loss, there's what we call the presence of friction. Okay, so on the other hand, without head loss, there's no friction. That's why when we talk about Bernoulli's theorem without head loss, what we're dealing with is a theoretical flow or what we call ideal flow. Okay, so in this case, meron na tayong formula na pinakita dito. So this is the formula of head loss. Actually, pwede naman idiretsong gamitin to, no? So, but for the sake of discussion and concepts, let's analyze this illustration. So, let's take this, no, as a, let's say, the flow of the fluid. So, pag ganyan, halimbawa lang, no? So, head loss can be applied, no, to different measuring devices like orifice that we will discuss today, venturimeters, tubes, and nozzles. So, pwede natin gamitin yun, yung etong head loss na to. However, no, for us to easily understand this concept, balikan natin yung concept ng Bernoulli's theorem without head loss. We know, okay, from our previous discussion, when we talk about theoretical flow or ideal flow, okay, so, ayan yung ating pinag-usapan last time. So, we know that this is without head loss. Okay, or frictionless. Okay, so if this is a frictionless fluid, so this is E sub 1 is equal to E sub 2. Ano yung 0.1, 0.2 sa illustration? Ito, yan. So, i-denote muna natin, no, or tignan muna natin sila in such a way na itong, yan, let's say ito 0.1, ito 0.2. Pero yung 0.2 dyan, actually, mukhang nasa labas na, no? Parang palabas na. So, kahit pantay sila, let's say pantay yung datum nila, wag muna natin i-negate or wag muna natin tanggalin, no? Isulat muna natin parehas or both sides. Okay, so ano nga ulit yung equation kapag ganito, no? So, this will become V sub 1 squared, yan, over 2G, yan, plus P sub 1 over gamma, yan, plus Z sub 1 is equal to V sub 2 squared over 2G, yan, plus P sub 2 over gamma, yan, plus Z sub 2. So, yung elevation or elevation energy head, wag muna natin i-cancel out. Kahit alam naman natin, you know, pantay sila. Okay? Wag muna natin i-cancel out kasi pwede kasing hindi ganon. No? Pwede hindi ganon. Okay? So, but we know, no, from the continuity equation, so let's go back a little bit from our previous discussion. From our continuity equation or continuity principle of fluid flow, we know that whatever enters the system is the same amount that leaves the system. Okay? So, alam natin yan. And that is true volumetric flow rate. So, if that's a volumetric flow rate, that is A sub 1, V sub 1 is equal to A sub 2, V sub 2. Okay? So, in this case, we want to see or we want to know the value of V sub 2. No? The reason why is this V sub 2 will serve or will be an indicating factor for our discussion. Itong V sub, itong 0.2 na to, dito natin ma-analyze if this is, yan, first, actual, or pwede rin natin tanungin kung if this is a theoretical. So, dito, yan, dito naka-base, no, yung ating ina-analyze. So, syempre, palabas sa system. Okay, so yun yung importante naman, di ba? We know that from our discussion on continuity na meron tayong concern sa amount na nalalabas. Kaya nga we are dealing with volumetric flow rate, mass flow rate, or weight flow rate. Okay, so balik na tayo dito. So, if that's the case, no, let's have the ratio or let's take from this equation the value of V sub 1 kasi yung V sub 1 natin nandun sa system. So this will become A sub 2 over A sub 1 times V sub 2. Ito yung ating V sub 1 na value. Okay. So substituting natin dyan sa equation na to, So, lalabas, no? If we going to simplify, this will become, kung naka-squared yon at itong buo na to, di ba? Itong buo na to yung inyong numerator. Nakita nyo ba yon from our equation na to? Yan. Kung buong yan yung numerator natin, squared natin yan. So, that means, lalabas, this will become, yan na lang natin, no? I-simplify na lang natin. This will become a sub 2 over, yan, a sub 1, yan, naka-squared. Okay, ay, ayusin natin. Yan, naka-squared. Then, multiplied by v sub 2. Yan, v sub 2 squared over 2g. Yan. Okay? Kasi, ang square lang naman natin yung etong a sub 2 over a sub 1 times v sub 2. Then, tuloy lang yung equation plus p sub 1 over gamma, yan, plus z sub 1 is equal to, yun pa din, no? V squared over 2g, yan, plus p sub 2 over gamma plus z sub 2. Ayan. Ayan yung ating equation, no, na gagamitin. So, again, this is for the theoretical or ideal flow. So, pwede natin gawin, i-simplify natin itong equation na to. So, sige, dalhin na lang natin siya dito sa bandang taas. Ayan. Okay? So, ito. Ayan. Para medyo, ayan. So, ituloy natin. So, gawin natin, pagsamahin natin yung, pagkakamukha, no? So, lalabas, no? Pwede ba natin gawin ganito, no? Isulat muna natin. So, this will become v sub 2 squared over 2g. Ayan. Minus ito, no? Yan. So, this is a sub 2 over yan, a sub 1 naka-squared multiplied by v sub 2 squared over yan, 2g yan, is equal to, since pinagpalit ko, lumabas parang pinagsama-sama ko yung like terms, no? This will become p sub 1 over gamma yan, plus z sub 1 minus p sub 2 over gamma, yan, minus z sub 2, yan. So, by regrouping and factoring, no, the variables, so pwede natin i-simplify ito further by writing into this form. V squared over 2g, yan, v sub 2, no, multiplied by, ano yung naiwan dito? This will become 1 minus ito, yung naiwan. So, a sub 2 over yan, a sub 1 squared. Okay? Yan yun. Okay? Then, is equal to, so pwede natin factor out yung p sub 2 minus over gamma minus z sub 2, no? So, this will become p sub 1 over gamma plus z sub 1. Anong ulit to? So, this is potential energy, kaya hindi ko na pinag-iwalay. Pero ito, pwede kong i-factor out or i-factor ko, no? Using yung ating sign convention. So, this is, gawin natin plus ito. Ayan, so, sorry, minus pala. Minus, pero, ito, gawin natin siyang plus, no? P sub 2 over gamma, yan, plus z sub 2. Yan. Okay? So, this is the equation for the theoretical. So, final na ba? Ano ba yung natin ulit natin? V sub 2. So, kung simplify natin to further, multiplying both sides by 2g. So, ano yung mga gagawin natin? So, una, we're going to multiply, yan, both sides by 2g. Yan. Ano pa? Divide both sides, no? Nito, no? Divide both sides by, eto, no, yung 1 minus, yan, a sub 2 over, yan, a sub 1 squared. Ano pa? So, kapag na-divide na natin both sides at multiply natin both sides, no? Nung value na kailangan natin, yan, ganyan na natin to. Yan. So, kapag na-multiply na at na-divide na, kunin natin yung square root, no? So, take the square root. Okay, so, take the value of v sub 2 by using square root. Okay? So, ayan yung ating mga gagawin. So, kapag sinunod natin yan, okay, pag sinunod natin yung steps na yan, so, ganito na mangyayari sa equation natin. So, this will become V sub 2. Ay, gawin natin kulay, ano pa din, parang maroon. Yan, V sub 2. So, this V sub 2 is your velocity. No? Velocity. Take note, this V sub 2 na makinakopit natin is a theoretical velocity. Why? Because we're using theoretical and ideal flow. So, anong ginawa natin? Both sides by 2g. So, mangyayari, mamumultiply ng 2g, then madidivide both sides na ito. So, pwede ba ating gawin na ito, no, lalabas ito na 2g, yan. 2g over, ito, yan, 1 minus, ito, a sub 2 over, yan, a sub 1 squared, multiplied na ito, no, sa ating p sub 1 over gamma, yan, plus z sub 1. Yan, naka-multiply pa pala ito ng buo. Okay. Yan. Minus, yan, p sub 2 over gamma, yan, plus z sub 2. Pero naka-multiply yan dun sa ginawa natin, no? Sa 2g and naka-divide sa yung mahabang equation na yon. Okay. Yan. Pero may square root, magkalimutan. Okay, mahabang square root. Yan. Okay? So, ito yung ating theoretical velocity. Take note, itong kinompute natin, this is our theoretical velocity. Okay? Yan. Theoretical velocity yan. Why? Because we use theoretical and ideal flow ng ating Bernoulli's energy theorem. Okay? So, ngayon, nasaan ang head loss? So, mangyayari lang ang head loss kapag, saan? Sa ating, kapag meron ng friction. So, paano natin gagawin yun? So, pwede natin gawin is, i-take na lang natin itong buong equation na to. No? Ito, we use this equation, pero lalagyan natin ng head loss. Okay? Di ba yun yung, dahil, anong ulit yun? E sub 1 minus head loss is equal to E sub 2. O sige, next page tayo para mas madali natin siyang maintindihan. Yan. So, dito tayo. So, gawin natin, punta na tayo ngayon sa, yan, actual. No? Actual flow. Okay. So, in this case, pag actual flow, yan, meron na tayong head loss. So, ano nga ulit ang, paano nga natin ulit yung sinusulat? So, that is E sub 1 minus head loss is equal to E sub 2. Eh, di ba, same na same yan dito sa equation na to, no? Gamit pa rin yung ating continuity equation. So, pag sinimplify ulit natin, lalabas, ito rin yun, pero, usod natin, gawin natin kulay na to. Blue, no? Blue. Yan. Yan. Pero, kailangan, yan. Meron siyang, okay. Merong head loss. So, minus head loss is equal dyan. Yan. Diba yun yung ating equation? No? So, by simplifying further, so, mangyayari is, ganito din pala. So, lalabas dyan. Paano mangyari? Pag nilipat natin sa kabilang side, no? So, ito rin. Ito din pala yun. Same na same. O, ilagay natin to. Same na same. So, ito rin pala. So, kunin natin to, no? Yan. Same na same. Yan. Same approach. Okay? So, kinuha ko na lang, no? Para parehas na parehas. Ang problema, yun nga lang, mukhang may madadagdag doon sa ating equation. Ano yun? Ating kulay blue para magkaiba. Yan. So, mangyayari is, magkakaroon dito ng minus head loss. Dito rin, minus head loss. Yan. So, ayan na yun, no? Actual flow na yan with head loss na. Okay? So, ganun ulit, same procedure. No, same procedure. Ito pa din. Multiply both sides by 2g. Divide both sides by this value and getting the square root, no? So, para ma-simplify natin yung V sub 2. In this case, yung V sub 2 naman na kinocompute natin dyan is actual na, no? Actual V sub 2. So, mangyayari, kunin ko lang din to. Yan. Pero ganito yung kulay blue. Yan. So, mangyayari is, hindi lang ito yung concern mo, no? Parang lalabas dyan, meron ka pang minus head loss. Yan. And again, this V sub 2, this time naman, this is actual, yan, velocity. Okay? Actual velocity na yan. Okay, so, medyo madugo, no? Madugo yung ating calculation. However, if you still remember, no, sa ating kaninang pinag-usapan, balik tayo doon. We know that the ratio between the actual velocity and theoretical velocity is what we call the coefficient of velocity. Since we are dealing with measurement and we are dealing with coefficients, okay, so gawin natin is from our coefficient, okay, C sub V is equal to actual over theoretical velocity. So, para makompute natin yung head loss, gawin natin, V sub A is equal to C sub V multiplied by theoretical velocity. Di ba meron na tayong values nun? So, kunin natin dito. So, ito, gawin natin itong red na V sub 2, this is your theoretical. So, i-write na lang natin dito. Yan, paste. So, this is your theoretical, no? Medyo usod natin lang. Yan. Yan. Then, kunin natin yung actual. Ito. Yan. So, palitin natin to sila kasi masyadong malaki. Ayan. Yan. Yan, 'di ba? So, yung red, okay, na writing, yan yung ating theoretical at yung ating blue, yung ating actual. So, paano natin ito i-represent para medyo madali nating tignan, no, dun sa ating problem. Ngayon, i-denote na lang natin na yung ating actual. Okay, so maglagay tayo ng note dito. Yung designation natin actual, gawin natin siyang V na lang. Okay, and this is your actual, yan, actual velocity. Okay. So, i-denote na lang natin ng ganyan, no? Para mas madali sa atin. Kasi pag medyo may letter, baka malito, no? So, gawin natin is, so, alam natin ito, theoretical, sorry, this is your actual, and this is your theoretical. Okay? So, i-write natin ngayon. So, this will become V is equal to C sub V multiplied by eto. So, copy na lang natin to. Yan. Yan, dito. Okay? Ngayon, since meron na tayong equation na to, so, gawin natin is, pwedeng gawin is i-simplify natin further, no? By, anong gagawin natin? I-divide natin both sides ng C sub V, okay? Tapos, i-square natin. Parang ganun lalabas, no? So, gawin natin yon. So, this will become, so, yan, V over, yan, C sub V is equal to, eto, yan, medyo kokopyahin ko na lang para mabilis. Yan. Yan. Ngayon, gawin natin is, i-squared naman natin both sides. So, pag i-square natin both sides, matatanggal yung square root sign na to, pero magkakaroon ng square symbol dito. Yan. Okay? So, ano mangyayari pag sinimplify natin? So, mangyayari is, anong susunod na pwedeng mangyari? So, pwedeng mangyari ay, this will become V squared over 2G, yan, multiplied by, so, ibalik naman natin ngayon, parang kanina dinivide, ngayon, i-multiply naman both sides, 1 minus, ito, yung nasa baba, no, yung nasa denominator, yan. Kasi kanina, di ba, dinivide natin. Ito naman, multiply naman natin. Pabalik naman ngayon. So, a sub 1 squared. Yan. Okay. Then, multiplied by 1 over yan, C sub V squared, yan, is equal to, eto, yun na iwan. So, this is P sub 1 over gamma, yan, plus Z sub 1, yan, minus, ano ulit to? P sub 2 over gamma, yan, plus Z sub 2. Yan. Okay? O, yan na. So, in this case, okay, since meron na tayong value, no? Sabi ano nga ulit to? This is V. Yan. Ano pa yung mga ano natin? Okay. So, alam natin, no? Etong P sub 1 na to, ito. Etong value na to, no? Kung titignan natin to doon sa kaninang sinolve natin, ganyan kulay blue. Yan. Doon sa sinolve natin kanina, yung value na yan ng P sub 1 over gamma plus Z sub 1 minus, yan, yung nakagroup na P sub 2 over gamma plus Z sub 2 ay equal din dito. Equal yan dito. No? Ito. Yan. So, ito yan. Ngayon, ano mangyayari sa head loss? Idadagdag mo sa kabilang side ng equation. So, lalabas no, na yung una mong sinolve, yun yung part ng equation 1, ito yung part ng equation 2 mo. So, if we're going to simplify this one, no, kung ililipat natin sa kabilang side ng equation, lalabas na ito, no, i-rewrite na lang natin. So, ito, ayun, ito na lang pala. Yan. Yan. Ito, okay, equal siya dito, same na same, no? Yan, same siya. Yan. Same siya. Pero, meron siyang head loss, which is plus head loss. Saan galing to? Galing to ulit dito. Yan. So, nilipat ko sa kabilang side, then, diba, yung V sub 2 dyan, ano na yan, actual velocity, diba? So, nilipat ko sa kabilang side, then, ayan na, no, naging plus na yung inyong head loss dito. O ngayon, anong susunod na steps para dyan? Ano yung susunod natin? So, edi-equate na lang natin papuntang head loss na. So, magdagdag tayo ng next page. So, kunin natin itong equation na to para malinaw sa atin. Yan. Okay? So, ito na yung buong equation na meron ng head loss. So, kailangan mo head loss, di ba? We are computing for the value of head loss. So, head loss now is equal to, so, mangyayari, etong nasa katabi niya, ito yung magiging parang subtraction na may symbol ng subtraction. So, this will become ito. Okay. Ito daw yun. Then, minus, no? Minus, yan, ito. Itong buo na to. Yan. Yan. Okay ba? So, ayan na yung magiging itsura. No? Medyo, ano lang, medyo madugo-dugo lang. No? Medyo madugo. Ay, wala na pala itong C sub V. Wala pala to. Sorry. Wala pala itong C sub V. Okay. Hindi pala ito kasali. Yan. So, plus head loss lang. So, plus head loss. Okay, galing saan nga ulit yan dito? Ayan. Wala naman C sub V, no? Ayan. So, plus head loss. Ayan, same na same. Dito. Okay. Tapos, dito tanggalin na rin natin itong C sub V. Wala pala to. Ayan. Ayan. Okay. Yan na. So, ayan yung ating equation. So, ano naman yun, sir, kung ayan na yung equation namin. Okay? So, pwede na siyang i-factor out, di ba? Kung gusto niya talagang ano ba yung mga factor out dyan? So, V squared over 2G, yun yung pwede mo i-factor out. Ano pa ba? Yung 1 minus A, di ba? Yung ba yan? Ito yung unang factor na ito. Ito yung una. Yan, una. No? Pwede mo i-factor out yan doon sa equation na yan. Ano yung pangalawa? Ito. Ito. Yan. So, pares, no? Ito. So, ito yung pangalawa. Yan. So, ano na lang may iwan? Parang 1 over C sub V squared minus 1. So, to simplify, no, mangyayari ganito ang equation natin. This will become v squared over 2g. Yan. Take note yung v dyan is actual na ha. Multiplied by, ito, 1 minus a sub 2 over, yan, a sub 1 squared. And then yung natirang factor, that is 1 over c sub v squared, yan, minus 1. Kasi may naiwan no? Ito yung buo na yung finactor out mo. So, ito na yung formula natin ng head loss. Okay? Yan na yun. So, ito rin yan, yung kanina pinakita ko sa inyo. Ito. Yan. So, same. Same yan dito sa na-compute natin, which is ito. Yan. Yan. Pares lang. Okay? Ngayon, sabi dito sa handout, no? Sa nakalagay sa inyo dito, if the orifice or nozzle takes off directly from a tank where a sub 1 is very much greater than a sub 2, ano yun yung area ng how you call this, yung area ng panggagalingan ng butas is sobrang laki kaysa sa a sub 2, which is yung area na stream or jet. Okay, sabi tangke yan, no? Directly from the tank. So, ano yan, parang butas mula sa ilalim, no? So, mangyayari sa head loss equation natin, ganito na lang daw, no? Kapag sobrang laki. So, ano yung nawala? So, dito ang nawala ay itong portion na to ng equation. Bakit mawawala yan? Kasi nga, lalabas if the area ng A sub 1 sobrang laki, parang ano yan, no? Approaching zero, no? Kung naalala niyo yun sa ating discussion, from previous discussions natin, kapag lumiliit yung area nung kung saan mo kinukumpara siya at kinukuha mo yung ratio nila, so paliit ng paliit, so balik tayo dito. So if this area sub 2 is mas sobrang liit kaysa sa area sub 1 ng malaking-malaki ang difference, so lalabas na yung ratio ng A sub 2 to A sub 1 is almost 0. Or approaching 0 na. Kaya, yung head loss na natin, kapag galing na siya doon sa tank, may iwan na lang ito. V squared over 2g, yan, multiplied by, ito na lang yung naiwan. So, that is, yan, 1 over, yan, c sub v squared, yan, okay, minus 1. Okay. Kasi nga, approaching 0 na. Kung, di ba, kung wala na to, mawawala na yung ratio na yan. So, 1 na lang yun. So, kaya, ganito din yung formula na nakalagay dyan. Same. Okay? So, same yan dun sa ating, kung saan natin kinuha or dinarive yung formula. Okay? So, that is for the application ng head loss and the coefficient. Ngayon, if you want to delve with other coefficients, so, pwede naman natin gamitin yung relationship ng coefficient. So, wala natin kakalimutan to that C sub D is equal to C sub C multiplied by C sub V. Yan. So, pwede natin makuha yung C sub V galing dito. No? C sub V is C sub D over yan, C sub C. Pwede din dyan. Okay? So, that is for our discussion ng head loss. Okay, so now let's discuss with orifice. So, orifice is one of the widely used measuring device, usually on a circular cross-section, but it could be on other shape, just like square, rectangular. Okay, so usually, with a closed perimeter through fluid flows. So it is primarily to measure, to control the flow of the fluid. So kaya yung nakikita nyo dito, meron tayong mga coefficients that corresponds to the shape. So, yung widely used nga yung ginagamit ng orifice is yung sharp-crested or sharp edge na orifice. Ayan, makikita niyo yung kanilang mga coefficient. C sub C 0. Almost, hindi naman siya equal. So, almost, 0.62 or approaching 0.62, 0.98 yung coefficient of velocity, and coefficient of discharge na 0.61. So, eto, hindi naman to constant. Hindi constant yung mga values nila. So, nagbabago yan depending upon on the application. So, may mga orifice na prolong yung isang side, tinatawag siyang short tube. Meron naman kapag naging marang itsurang pipe na, katulad ng mga culverts, yung mga ginagamit natin sa mga roads, is short pipes na yung tawag doon. So, depending upon on the application, pwede mabago yung mga coefficient na yan. So, may mga corresponding diameter, may mga study na naginawa, no? They proposed a table of values, pero just like I've said, it's not constant. So, pwedeng mabago yung mga values na yan. So, eventually, those values, no, ay magko-conform pa rin sa ating continuity equation, Bernoulli's energy theorem, and if measured through pressure differences like using the piezometer and manometer. So, either way, ay magagamit natin yung concept ng diniscuss natin, which is yung head losses and the coefficients. Okay? So, ito yung the usual na nakikita natin, yung sharp edge, other shapes are sharp shoulder, square shoulder, wherein yun nga, hindi siya katulad ng sharp edge or sharp crested, no? Crest kasi para siyang may crest shape, no? Yung patulis. So, medyo flat, no? Pero meron din tayong tinatawag na thick plate. So, ito usually sa mga laboratory. Yan, thick plate. Actually, makakapal na kasi yung pag sinabi mo mga 10 mm, 5 mm, yan, makakapal na kasi yan eh. So, usually mga orifice, sobrang nipis, no? Mga 2 mm, 3 mm, yan. So, then rounded, no? So, ito, ginagamit din to, no? So, yun nga lang, mataas masyado yung kanilang mga coefficient of discharge. Kasi nga, kung mapapansin nyo sa thick plate and rounded, halos same yung kung saan papasok at saka lalabas, no, yung fluid. So, kaya, ano tayo? Ang tawag dito? Medyo yung ating coefficient of discharge ay almost 1, no? Pero yung coefficient of contraction na yun, 1 din. Kasi nga, halos same yung area, no? Yung area kung saan yung area ng pipe or kung saan lalaba, kung saan yung pinanggalingan, then yung area ng stream or jet ay parehas na parehas, no? Kaya almost equal to 1. Okay? So yun yung ating mga orifice, and this will be the one of the measuring devices na mas pagtutukan natin ng pansin, no? Aside from the venturimeter, tubes, and gauge, which is will be discussed later or as we go along with this topic. Okay, now let's continue this discussion on the orifice. So let's consider this chamber and let's analyze this chamber. Okay, so considering na without head loss. Okay, so without head loss. So we know if this is without head loss, this E sub 1 is equal to E sub 2. Okay, so that's our baseline of analysis. However, there's a presence of pressure. So may pressure reading tayo dito, no, P sub A, and we have this pressure reading in P sub B because this is a chamber setup. Okay, so hindi may presence of air. That means no, may air presence to or gas, no, dun sa ibabaw ng fluid, and then merong height difference, no, from the free surface, no, dun sa ibabaw dito, okay, papunta dun sa portion ng inyong orifice, okay, dito sa side na to, no, which is yung point 2 of the point of analysis natin. Okay, so considering natin yung setup na yan, so i-write muna natin yung ating equation, yung ating usual equation, V sub 1 squared over 2G plus P sub 1 over gamma, okay, plus Z sub 1. So, since equal, so same na same, magkaiba lang ng designation. So, i-define natin to as we compute, no, for the possible values na pwede nating mahanap, okay, from this problem. In this case, nakalagay na dito, no, sa left side, no, yung theoretical velocity, actual velocity, theoretical discharge, and actual discharge. So, i-derive na lang natin. So, from this setup, so let's consider natin na yung A, yun yung 1. So, ito yung ating point 1 nandito, no, sa ating point A. At yung point 2 nasa chamber B. Okay? So, yung chamber B, okay, wherein yung ating velocity 2 ay nandoon. So, i-consider natin yun as the V or the actual velocity. No, yun yung ating, or should I say, theoretical velocity. Kasi nga, walang head loss. No? So, yun yung, just like, yung kinompute natin, no, sa kanina, no, in terms of the pipes or nozzles or venturimeter or orifice, no, yung with head loss and calculation of C sub V. Okay? So, gawin din natin to. So, this will become V sub A squared over 2G. Yan. So, plus, yung P sub 1 natin at point 1, manggagaling mula sa taas. So, this will become P sub A plus gamma H. Yung gamma, hindi natin alam, pero alam natin na in unison yan doon sa iyong fluid. No? Pwede siyang rho G or gamma. Okay? So, over gamma. So, basta alam mo lang yung property ng fluid na yon, dapat sasabihin siya. No? Okay? So, plus Z sub 1 or Z sub A. Okay? Or Z sub 1. Sige na lang. O, Z sub A. 1 na lang kasi nga 1 yung line. No? So, then, plus ay equal to V sub B or yan, V sub B squared over 2G. So, in this case, yung V sub B natin, note na lang natin na yung V sub B natin is denoted as V na lang. Okay? Kasi nga, yun yung lalabas doon sa system. Diba? Yun yung paglabas doon sa orifice. So, tanggalin ko na lang tong point B. B na notation yan. So, gawin natin siyang V na lang. V squared over 2G plus P sub B yan over gamma. So, bakit ganoon, sir? Kasi wala namang yung point ng P sub B ay nandito mismo sa air. Ito, napapansin nyo ba? Ito, yan. Okay? So, yung presence ng pressure ng air, ayun pa rin yun. Diba, alam naman natin yan from our fluid statics or properties of fluid na sobrang gaan ng air to the point na yung pressure niya ay the same, no, sa ibabaw. So, ano yun? Assumption natin yun. Even with our pressure and head discussion. Okay? So, using manometer and pressure differences, ayan, na ano natin yun, napag-usapan natin. Okay? So, balik tayo. So, this will become plus Z sub 2. Okay? So, since dito sa illustration na to, mukhang dinenote na nasa isang line of action yung Z sub 1, Z sub 2, i-cancel out na natin yon, no? So, mawawala na 0. No, 0 na kasi nga nasa isang line of action. So, matitira na lang is V sub A squared over 2G, yan, plus yung naiwan, so, paghiwalay natin, P sub A over gamma, yan, plus gamma H over gamma, okay, is equal to V squared over 2G, yan, plus P sub B over gamma. So, alam natin, yung gamma H over gamma is H, okay? Then, ano pa nakalagay dyan? So, yun na, masisimplify na natin. So, makakompute na natin yung value ng velocity. So, pag na-rearrange natin to, so, ito, makaka-cancel out natin yung gamma dyan. Ano pa? So, kailangan maging V, no, which is yung lalabas doon sa system, yung velocity na need natin. So, this will become V squared over 2G, yan, is equal to, so, VA squared over 2G, yan, plus H, okay, plus P sub A over gamma, yan, minus P sub B over gamma. So, ayan na, no? Ayan yung ating equation. So, simplifying that, so lalabas, V squared is equal to 2G, tapos nakamultiply sa buong equation na to, no? So, this is, ito, i-copyin ko na lang. Okay? So, ito, nakamultiply dyan. Yan. Okay? So, nakamultiply dyan. Tapos, take the square root, no? V. Yan. So, square root na itong buong value na yan. Okay. Yan. Ito. Yan. Ngayon, ang question is, sir, ano yung indication yan, yung nakikita po namin? Okay. Ito nakikita nyo na VA squared, ito, yan, plus H plus P A over gamma minus P sub B over gamma, we can denote this as the H na malaki or the sum of the head, no, or yung total head natin dun sa upstream side, di ba? Upstream is yung kabilang side, no? Ito, yan. Dito. So, yung head natin is yung H natin, etong VA squared over 2G plus H plus P over gamma, P sub A over gamma minus P sub A over gamma is the H nung nasa kabilang side ng equation. Which is, totoo naman, no? Kasi nga, difference ng pressure, 'di ba? Head pressure head 'yan, 'di ba? Then H yun yung difference naman doon sa liquid, 'di ba? Doon sa liquid na 'yon. Then VA squared over 2G is the kinetic energy head. So lahat 'yan ay energy head. So total energy head doon sa kabilang side ng chamber. So in that case, yung H na yan, okay, dito, i-rewrite ko lang to, no? This H na yan, ay ito yung tinutukoy dito na H. Ito. So, i-rewrite natin to ng square root of, square root of 2GH. Ito, equals sa C sub V square root ng 2GH, yung malaki, no? Ito, A square root ng 2GH, yung malaking H pa din, and this is CA square root ng 2GH yan. Okay. Where H nga is equal to, yung binanggit ko kanina, ito. So, dito nga lang, nauna nga lang yung H na maliit, no? Yung height ng fluid, difference ng height nila. Okay? So, ayan yun, no? Yung ating mga equations na nakikita nyo yan. So, theoretical velocity, V sub T square root of 2GH. Ito yun, no? Kasi nga, theoretical, theoretical to in a sense na kasi wala pa siyang, nanggaling siya sa theoretical flow. Ito, di ba? So this is theoretical flow. Kaya, yung nako-compute natin na V dyan, or, tama, yung V, yung velocity is theoretical velocity. So, theoretical velocity yan. Then, kung gusto natin ng actual, multiply natin sa coefficient. So, kaya, square root of C sub V square root of 2GH. Since alam natin from discharge formula or volumetric flow rate that Q is equal to AV, so theoretical discharge is area times theoretical velocity, which is square root of 2GH. Ayan. Then kung gusto natin makompute yung actual discharge, i-multiply lang natin yung A square root of 2GH sa coefficient of discharge, pwedeng C or C sub D. Just like I've said, may depende sa book or sa reference na ginagamit natin. Yan. So, ito yung ating discussion. So, yun nga, nakalagay dito, H is the total head producing flow meters or feet of the flowing fluid. H is also the sum of the flow of energy of the upstream less than the flow of energy downstream. Okay? Kaya, since ang flow of energy lang naman downstream is yung P sub B over gamma at wala nang iba. Wala na, di ba? From the equation. So, ito na-cancel out. So, yun lang ang naiwan talaga, no? Together with the kinetic energy head. Yun yung unknown natin, yung kinetic energy head. So, as in, yun lang talaga ang hinahanap natin. Okay? Kaya, dito na ikot yung ating solution sa orifice. Okay? So, now, let's talk about naman dun sa variation ng mga values, no, ng H, depende sa condition na gusto nating i-satisfy. Okay? So, medyo zoom ko lang ng konti. Yan. So, pag meron tayong tank, diba, katulad kanina, no, nabanggit, no, kapag mga tank, no, if you still remember, kapag masyadong malaki nga yung area ng tank, diba, kapag directly, so, nawawala yung ratio ng area. So, parang ganito yan, no? So, yung H natin, yung binanggit natin a while ago, na H na sum of the head, no? Okay? Kapag ganito yung setup natin, yung number 1, okay? Yan. So, isabihin pressure daw sa ibabaw 0, then meron lang orifice doon, then height, H is equal to H. Ito. Yan. So, ito yun. Okay. Ngayon, pag yung setup mo ay ito, yung number 2, which is yung gumagalaw, no? O, still remember the rectilinear translation. Okay, so vertical. So, kapag positive yan, doon sa equation natin, that's yung upward, kapag minus, downward. Okay? So, kapag acceleration positive, kapag deceleration minus. Okay? So, ito yon. So, ito yung gagamitin natin. So, mamumultiply lang doon sa ratio. Okay? Para katulad nga sa ating rectilinear translation or relative equilibrium na discussion. Okay? So, number 3, itong setup na to, kapag may presence ng pressure, idadagdag mo yung pressure in relation to dun sa unit weight ng fluid or density. Okay? So, P over gamma or P over rho G. Depende, no? Kung ano yung binigay sa'yo or specific gravity, multiply mo lang yung it's either unit weight or the unit weight ng water or specific gravity ng water, then multiply mo sa gravitational constant. So ito yon, no? Yung gamit natin H. And then kapag varying yung fluid, kung nalala ninyo, ayan, so unahin mo yung nasa baba, of course, yun yung pinakalalabas na fluid dito, no? Ayan. Then, yung H sub 1, i-convert mo siya dun sa height ng fluid na lalabas doon sa orifice. Okay? And then, yung pressure sa taas, ang gagamitin mong gamma or rho g ay yung fluid na lumalabas doon sa orifice. Okay? So, this is yung parang setup number 4 na pwede natin ma-encounter. Okay? And then, yung last natin is kapag ganito, no, yung nakasubmerge yung ating submerge yung ating orifice. Ibig sabihin, ito yan, no? Pag sabi submerge, ewan ko nakikita nyo, ito yan. So, ito yung fluid, level ng fluid, ito rin yung isa. So, yung orifice mo nakasubmerge, no? Unlike yung kanina na medyo nasa baba, di ba? Yung kanina nandito Nandito yung level ng fluid. So, pag submerge, yung dalawang kulay blue, no? Pag submerge, no, that is yung height nung, ito, no, yung sa una, let's say ito yung point A. Yung height dito sa point A, yan, papunta dito, and then do sa point B, papunta doon sa may gitna ng orifice. Okay, yung difference nila, yun yung ating H. Ibig sabihin, yung difference ng height, or should I say, pressure, or pressure head, or elevation, no, elevation head, energy, or elevation energy head. Okay, so yun ang ating analysis, okay, sa H, or sa sum of the total or energy flow, no, yung ating sa H. Katulad ng dinerive natin a while ago, which is eto. Okay? So, ayan. So, ngayon, since we are dealing about with orifice, pag-usapan na rin natin yung isa sa mga, or dalawa, no, sa mga concern in terms of orifice, yung tatawag natin na contraction ng jet, no, or should I say yung stream, no, yun yung kanina, di ba, nalala nyo sa coefficient of contraction, meron tayong maliit na A, which is the area ng stream or jet. Ito yon. So, when we say contraction, no, as the fluid leave the orifice, just like this one, yan, so they cannot make an abrupt change in the direction and they move in a curvilinear path. So, ito yon, no? So, medyo pag zinom natin ng konti, talaga nga namang medyo curvilinear yung dating, no? Parang ganyan, no? Naka-curve. So, depende na lang kung ano yung degree ng curve, no? Pero ganyan, usually, because of the gravity. Kasi kung hindi dahil sa gravity, hindi magiging ganyan, diba? So, kahit nga, sobrang lakas ng, kung mapapansin niya, ng mga actual application niya, kapag nagdidilig kayo ng halaman using a hose or nozzle, ang ending, pabagsak pa rin yung tubig. Hindi naman dire-diretso all throughout. Okay? So, yun. Okay? So, magiging curvilinear paths, thus causing the jet to contract for a short distance beyond the orifice, no? So, meron lang tayong certain distance beyond the orifice na magko-contract or liliit. Lalo na kapag ang ginamit mong orifice ay sharp-crested, tulad nito. So, nakikita nyo, itong orifice na to, specifically, this is a sharp-crested, no? Sharp-crested orifice or yung sharp edge na orifice, yung medyo patulis siya, no? Kaya medyo magko-contract ng konti, tapos saka ulit babalik dun sa certain kung ano mang yung diameter na yon, okay? Na or cross-sectional area. So, magko-contract siya to a certain distance, which is in this case, nakikita natin dyan na at a distance d over 2, no, from the face of the orifice. Okay? D is the diameter ng orifice mismo. Okay? So, yon, no? Ang tawag doon is what we call vena contracta. Okay? So, this section of the jet where the contraction ceases is called the vena contracta, which is approximately located d over 2. Ito yan. So, yon, no? Ang tawag nga daw sa kanya is vena contracta. Ibig sabihin, nag-contract yung fluid. Okay? For a certain period of time and distance. Hindi naman siya all throughout nung path. Okay? So, ayan, no? Yan yung ating concern. So, pag may mga questions na ganyan or may mga ma-encounter kayo, so, alahan nila ninyo na kapag usually ang mga sharp-crested orifice, no? Sharp-crested. Minsan, hindi rin sharp-crested, sinasabi na ginamit is or nagkaroon ng contraction, no? So, sabihin yun. Actually, kahit ano naman yung ginagamit natin, nagkakaroon talaga ng contraction kasi nga, because of the path ng ating fluid due to the gravity. Kaya nagiging ganyan. Okay? So, ano na yan, part na yan ng ating ng pamumuhay natin, kumbaga, no? Because of the law of gravity and physics, no, macro physics, so general relativity, no, and then quantum mechanics, quantum physics. So yun na, sama-sama na yon, kaya magiging ganyan yung approach, no, ng ating vena contracta. Nag-contract talaga. Okay? So that is for the contraction of jet. Now another concern, no, in terms of the orifice, yung matatawag nating orifice na mabababa yung heads, no, yung H, yung katulad nung kinompute natin kanina, which is this one, no. May mga orifice na hindi katulad nito, na wherein sobrang baba ng kanilang head. Sabihin, masyadong maliit, no, parang hindi mo na makita, inisip mo zero na, pero hindi, na meron pa rin. Of course, there's always a difference in pressure head or head in total, na yung total head, meron pa rin yun, no? Kahit gano'n siya kaliit. Okay? So ngayon, pag-usapan natin, so when the head of the vertical orifice is small in comparison to the height of the orifice, there is an appreciable difference between the discharges using previous analysis. Yung katulad na binanggit natin kanina, yung pinakita ko. So, nagkakaroon ng maliit na nagkakaroon ng difference, no, ng solution. So dito pinakita kaagad, no, actually ito na yung formula kapag ganito, no, orifices under low heads. Ito na yung formula, parang katulad nandun sa inyong head loss. Okay. Pero paano na-derive yan, no, yung yung equation na yan. So ititingnan natin yung figure, ibabangga natin sa concept na meron tayo. Okay? So, if we still remember, no, from our discussion that Q is equal to AV. Yan. So, ano to? Volumetric flow rate. So, since you are dealing with appreciable difference, no, so magkakaroon ng differential values. So, in this case, we will use dQ is equal to dAV. Sabihin, nakadepende ang inyong what should I call this? Nakadepende ang inyong discharge sa area, which is evident naman dito, no? Ayan, no? 'Di ba? Nakadepende yung discharge dun sa area. Pero yung area na tinutukoy natin dito is the area caused by the length ng orifice. O ito, butas na to. Then the height difference ng dalawang fluid. So nakikita niyo yung H1, H2, no, and so on. So mangyayari is dQ, gawin natin itong T kasi wala tayong nilagay na head loss, no? Theoretical muna. So sabi natin yung A, ano ba yung A? Length times the height. Pero in this case, length times the difference in height. Kasi nga, appreciable difference between the discharges or height or small in comparison with the height of the orifice. Ito yun, yung binanggit ko kanina. Ito, yan. Yan. Okay? So kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng difference in discharges which is caused by this comparison of height. So, then V natin, which is theoretical, so this square root of, yan, square root of 2GH. Yan. Yan, maliit lang kasi yun yung ginamit dun sa illustration natin. Okay? So, paano to ngayon? So, gawin natin is, kunin natin yung, let's take the, or let's operate, no, from, limits natin? From H1, doon sa umpisa, kasi yung sa kabilang side, no, papuntang H2, mas mababang level. Nakikita ba yun? Ito. So, H1, ito. So, papunta doon sa mas mababang level na H2, sa kabilang side, no, para kasi siyang I think na to, naman isometric no. So, siya, medyo may thickness, no, naka 3-dimensional yung ating drawing. So let's simplify. So this will become, okay, dQt, yan. Kasi differential, no? So gawin natin, L, tapos square root of 2G, ano yun? So iwalay na lang natin, times square root of 2G, yan. Tapos, H raised to 1/2, pwede, no? Times dH. So, may integrate na natin to. So, ano yung integration ng Q? So, from 0 to QT, no? Parang ganon, di ba? Kasi from discharge to walang discharge, no? And then this is from H1 to H2. Okay? So simplifying that, so this will become discharge, okay, theoretical is equal to constant to. So pwede natin itong ihiwalay, or should I say ilabas na, no? Integral constant. So square root of 2gl, no? Square root of 2g times L, walang square root yon. Then ito, since alam natin may limit siya, so this will become h raised to 3 halves. No? H raised to 3 halves ba? Kulang. Babaliktad, no? H raised to 3 halves over 3 halves. Okay? Yun yan, ang limit natin is from h sub 1 to h sub 2. Ayun yung limit. So, pag sinimplify natin to further, this will become q sub t is equal to square root of 2g times L. Hindi siya naka-square root, ha? Then, ito magiging 2/3, no? Tama ba? So, this will become, so 2/3 h raised to 3 halves. Pero ito, dahil h sub 2 yung una, h sub 2 minus 2/3 h raised to 3 halves, pero yan yung h sub 1. So, by principle of factorization, so pwede natin i-factor out yung 2/3. So, q sub t is equal to 2/3 square root of 2g times L multiplied by h sub 2. Pwede ba ito i-factor out to? Hindi, no? H sub 2 raised to 3 halves minus h sub 1 raised to 3 halves. So, ito yung ating equation para dyan. Which is ito, ayan, nakikita nyo ba? Kamukha, no? Ayan. So, kamukha yung ating sa theoretical. Ngayon, kung gusto natin, take note theoretical to. Ngayon, kung gusto natin gawing actual yung ating value, so, i-multiply lang natin siya sa coefficient. So, kung gusto natin gawing actual yan, so, actual is C multiplied by the theoretical. Okay? So, yun. Kaya meron siyang CL or letter C dito. No? Kasi nga, this is actual. Take note, this is actual discharge to. Okay? Actual discharge. So, yung tulad na sabi ko, usually actual values yung hinahanap natin. Just like the velocity and the discharge. Okay? So, yun yung concern. Kaya tayo nagkakaroon ng coefficient. Okay? So, that's it for the concepts, principles behind the orifice.